Go ahead and inhale into your heart space for 4. And just hold at the top for a moment. And then exhale, thinking about something that you absolutely love with your full heart. And go ahead and do that again. And as you are inhaling, feel what feels like expansion for a moment into your heart space. And hold at the top. And notice that as you hold at the top, that it feels a little bit like contraction, that something wants to happen. And then when you're exhaling again, feel how that also feels a bit like expansion and relief. And as you take in this final breath into your heart space, notice that when you inhale, it's actually more like contraction. It feels like expansion at first, but it's really a contraction. And as you hold it for a moment, notice that something wants to happen. And notice when you exhale, that feels like relief, which feels like expansion. And I want you to play with this idea as you continue to breathe. And notice for a moment that breathing happens. And so as you are breathing in, notice that there is just something within you that wants to inhale, that you're being animated by something. And notice that at some point it gets to be too much and that you want to exhale, and that feels a bit like relief as well. And just feel the nuances of that. And as I'm talking about it, you're very conscious of your breath. And now just let it be. Let your breath just be what it wants to be, to inhale when it feels good to inhale and exhale when it feels good to exhale. And notice for a moment that this is what all of your reality is always doing. It is all in a state of contracting and expanding. And notice for a moment that things that you might not have considered to be contracting and expanding may be contracting and expanding. And just notice what other things in your world have this tendency to feel like they contract a little bit and then they expand. And feel into the idea of a conduit, a pipe, a river flowing, whatever comes to mind, whatever is the most appropriate for you. And notice that if there is this pipe in your imagination, that it has a circumference or it has a size to it. And notice for a moment that you can play with the idea of how big this pipe is, that you can play with it and the idea that it might contract and it might expand, and that as it contracts and as it expands, that maybe the expansion is just a little bit bigger than the contraction. Maybe it's only contracting for a couple seconds, and then maybe the expansion is a large expansion. And take whatever concept you have, a pipe, a river, a conduit, whatever it is, and see how large you can allow yourself to imagine this expansion getting on each time that it expands. And this is what is going on in your reality all the time, that you desire new things, that you have new ideas, new awarenesses, new concepts that you want to explore. And as you explore them, that because you might not see them right away, you might contract a little bit in doubt. I don't see it. Where is it? And you might contract a little bit. And then one day you might exhale a little bit and something might show up that is exactly what you are dreaming of. Your desire getting bigger, whatever that desire is. And notice that as you relax into that expansion, that it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, that maybe there's more of that in your life. And as you get used to seeing it in your life, you come to expect it. And this is something that we want to play with here and now, is the idea of expecting the expansion no matter what. So could you, in some of your dreams and some of your desires, could you, as you focus on them a little bit and notice what desires you have in any aspect of your life, whether it is finances or romance or experiences or travel or a home or whatever it might be, a job, notice that as you focus on the desire, that naturally you might look around and see what is not there. And now is the moment to just notice that even though you might not be able to see it, you sense that it is about to expand. And that is what your desire actually is. And notice that this feels very whole in the body. This feels very comfortable in the body to recognize this, that a desire just means that you know the expansion is coming, that it is not only inevitable, but it is actually here and now, present, and in a potential all around you. And that your desire is actually signaling to you that it is right next to you for that expansion. And I want you to just feel a little bit into that and feel, is it a little bit to the right? Is it a little bit to the left? Is it a little bit above? Is it a little bit below? Where is that expansion going? And just notice that these are two halves to the same whole. That you would not have the little bit of contraction if you didn't have a whole lot of expansion. And so for every desire that you're having, just feel into it right now and notice that as you breathe into it, as you inhale into that desire, that it is naturally going to expand and release and feel like a bit of relief. And just allow yourself to do that now. Allow yourself to fully have that moment of relief, of that expansion. And see how wide you can take that expansion each time. Notice that the contraction might even get smaller because you now know it's not only inevitable, but it is right around you. It is present to you, your dream, your desire, your new idea, your new concept, your new awareness. And so just notice it's breathing through you. And the desire is just the noticing that something is about to expand, that something is about to get larger, and that you are this conduit that keeps getting larger and larger, and allow your conduit to get as large as you can imagine. You do not need to hold anything. It is flowing through you naturally, for you will have another desire and another desire and another desire, an expansion of the same desire, more of the same desire. And so you do not need to hold anything. All you need to do is notice that this is happening. This desire is this little bit of contraction, and this expansion is the fully receiving it, allowing yourself to have it, noticing it here and now all around you, and noticing it get wider and wider and larger in all dimensions. And even if your awareness will allow you to turn into a fractal moving in many different directions all at once, all the conduits getting larger in every direction. And allow yourself to see yourself in this way today, that all of your desires, all of your dreams are here and now, and allow yourself to feel into that expansion in those different directions. I bless you and leave you with that.